So I already have everything installed on my machine. So what I've done is to create a virtual machine with a clean install of Windows 10 to make sure that I don't miss anything. And the first thing we need is the Visual Studio Build tools. So Visual Studio Build tools download. And somewhere near the top, you should see visualstudio.microsoft.com downloads. Download Visual Studio 2019 for Windows and Mac. And then the actual link you need is buried on this page. Um, the stuff at the top, that's full installs of Visual Studio, and it includes a lot of stuff that you don't need that will take some time to install. And so I recommend you scroll down towards the bottom, and eventually you're going to see Tools for Visual Studio 2019. Go ahead and open that. And then you're looking for, towards the bottom of that, Build Tools for Visual Studio 2019. So this is all you need, and in fact some additional stuff that you don't really need. But I'm going to go ahead and click the download link, and it takes me to a different page that says thanks for downloading Visual Studio, but at the same time it automatically starts the download. And you should get this Visual Studio Build Tools. You might get a slightly different version. They tend to update it from time to time. I'm using Chrome, and so my downloads go into my downloads folder, and I have this VS Build Tools executable. I'm going to double click on that to run it. And allow the application to make changes to my computer. Okay, so we need to set up a few things. So it just basically installed the installer. Okay, and now the installer is running. Okay, so under workloads, you'll notice that there's desktop development with C++, and that's pretty much all you need. So I'm just going to go ahead and ignore all the rest of this stuff and just check the box for desktop development with C++, and then this shows what gets installed. So we have some core stuff, and then the Microsoft Visual C, C++ build tools, and then it includes the Windows 10 SDK, which I don't really think you need. You do need the CMake. You probably don't need the testing tools and core features, and you probably don't need this address sanitizer, but just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and take all of them. And that is going to be 6.67 gigabytes, which is quite a lot. So this is the kind of thing you want to start and just let run while you go off and do other things, and then just check back periodically. But I have a fairly fast internet connection, so it probably won't take that long. So I just click the install button. I don't want to take the survey, and I don't want to see this again, so I'm going to say not now. And then just let this run. And I'm going to have a nice transition so you don't have to skip ahead in the video, because I will do that for you. Okay, so the good news is that it only needed to download about 1.8 gigabytes instead of 6 gigabytes. So that saved some time. But then the install took some time, especially because I'm using a virtual machine, and those are always slower. And then after it finishes installing, it'll do some cleanup, and then it will probably reboot your machine, or ask you to restart your machine. Um, Mine didn't, because this is a clean install, and so it didn't need to get rid of anything that was already installed, but yours might. So I'm done. I'm going to go ahead and close the Visual Studio installer, and then we're ready for the next bit.